And now we'll be joined by Mr. Kola Karim to look at the situation. Mr. Kola Karim is the CEO of Shoreline Energy Group, and he joins us to look at the situation as regards the pump price of fuel. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Karim.
Thank you.
Give us your understanding of the new petrol pricing regime that the government has just introduced.
Now, look, I think the real position is government is taking a very practical view, looking at where the global price in itself of oil is today. Is trying to take a measured outlook in making sure Nigerians get the benefit of the declining prices. But in trying to do that, you have NNPC having its own distribution stations, and government having better control of that is stipulating a basket price that works, but at the same time taking cognizance of the private sector-driven distribution companies and giving them a buffer by which they can make a bit more money in driving their businesses as well.
When you say giving them a buffer, how do you mean? I mean, having fixed it at 86 now, 50 kobo, is that a buffer? Is that buffer enough for the private sector-driven marketers?
Well, I think reality today is if you look at the price that the marketing companies were selling a year ago when international crude oil price was about $114 per barrel, today we're talking 1/3 of that price at about $36 to $37 per barrel. But in reality, if you look at the reflection on the pump prices, it's not an equilibrium.
But how would this pricing template work for Nigerians from January the 1st?
Look, I think the real position is government trying to energize the real sector in making sure the ordinary man gets the full benefit of the promises of government. The effectivity of this is important in making sure people feel this, both the upturn and the downturn at the same time. So the pricing that is stipulated, if you look at what they've done, they're saying every quarter, every 3 months, they will come up with a basket price that fits the market. So giving whichever way it goes on the international market of crude, vis-a-vis the reflection on petroleum products, people will see that in the 3-monthly pricing indices that government is putting out.
And when you look at this 3-monthly pricing system the government's coming up with, there are those who will be wondering the issues about fuel scarcity and the subsidy issue that's been going back and forth. Would it be removed or deregulating the entire industry? How would all of this work out at the end of the day so that at the end, the Nigerian who needs PMS for one thing or the other will be able to get the product and still be comfortable?
You see, the true position is all communication. PMS is what is regulated and DPK is regulated. AGO has always been deregulated. So the true position is the benchmark the government is using is actually a good one, looking at a 3-monthly basket average, and they come out with a price. You cannot regulate pricing from the pumps at the petrol stations on a weekly or daily basis. So taking a 3-month basket position works well, but the reality is making sure if the prices globally comes down, it's reflected at the pump.
Okay, just before we let you go, let's situate this new petrol pricing within the broader oil and gas industry in Nigeria.
Look, the key is this. In as much as Nigeria as a nation, the opportunity Nigeria needs to take is to continue at these low prices, increasing our national reserves, in making sure the upstream sector continues to grow and increasing its production. If Nigeria's production as a country in the last 15 years has been hovering around 2,000 to 2 million to 2.5 million barrels a day, you can imagine the opportunities we can take today looking at this global oil price downturn and the cost of services being much cheaper in making sure this is achieved. If that then works, you will see government would have a better position in placing more products into the NNPC-owned petrol stations and vis-a-vis the same position in pushing more with the marketers. And that price reduction would always be there.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kareem Shaw, and Energy Group Chief Executive Officer. Thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you.